Hey, everyone. Yeah, I'm Soumyadeep. We used to call ourselves Dashtoon before, now we are Dashverse. I'll come to what we do, but first, let me quickly start. So, like, what I'm trying to say. If anyone can generate, what makes it unforgettable? So, one of these images is AI generated, one is real. I don't know if you can figure out, but that is what we are gonna think more about and how we approach this supply of infinite content that is coming in the world. So, firstly, everybody has stories to tell. Historically, we as humans love stories and we have always been telling stories. So, this is a painting which was 51,000 years ago, which tries to tell a story. So, and human body is designed to tell stories, and we as humans accept stories, we create stories, we live stories, and a lot of society is built around stories. From the concept of money, which is a story that the humans have aligned ourselves to, even the concept of religion, everything that runs our society is around stories. So stories have always been a very integral part of society and culture that drives us as humanity. But as we have seen that technology has advanced storytelling in different fashions. For example, printing presses democratized books, letting millions to access them. Radio and film shared emotion. Suddenly, everyone could have shared emotions. And then televisions brought these emotions and stories to our living rooms. And then the internet put these creation into everyone's pocket. So every time that there has been technology has improved storytelling or has disrupted storytelling, it has made it more accessible. More people are able to tell stories, more people are able to visualize those stories. So one interesting tidbit I recently read was this: democracy would not have been possible without storytelling being this distributed. Historically, most societies, before information dissemination became easy, were all autocratic societies or monarchical societies. It is because the storytelling became more distributed, we could access more stories, is when democracy also became possible, and each of us could have a say in how the society functions. So now with generative AI, what it has enabled, or what we think it enables, is that now this storytelling is in everyone's pockets. Now we are opening up even more detailed form of storytelling in everyone's hands. So what these technology has already seen, and I think this is something that all of us already know, is that our creators, people who want to tell stories, have increased month over month, year over year, as we have democratized more, which automatically has increased more people telling stories, which has not increased more people consuming these stories. And why are more people consuming these stories? Because now everyone's story finds a niche of people that they like, and everyone finds what they want. Now there is no the distribution of whose story that you want to watch is so large that you find your story that you like. And that's what means when there are more creators, there is more content. But yes, there is more content, but there is also more content for you. And that's what increases your, your emotional connect with these stories. So now what we did and what we as Dashvers are trying to do. So we started with a simple thesis. And here's a video that we wanted to show, I wanted to show that I created to tell about why we started Dashverse.
And this is where my film ends, a universe you would have never imagined.
And the budget we estimated is $200.
You know, Mr. Sanidhya, just like your universe, this budget too is something we have never seen.
And yes, limit your imagination, my friend. Limit your imagination, my friend.
Disappointed.
Who the hell are you guys? Does it matter? What matters is you take this pill and believe what they say.
Or choose Dashverse and create what you imagine.
Dream away, brother.
This is amazing.
I am surprised how quickly Fremio created my world.
Now, let's show it to the world.
This is exactly how I imagined. But the budget.
Don't worry, brother. We not only crushed the budgets, we have rewritten the rules of filmmaking.
This means no one can limit my imagination now.
So this was a video that we created in one day about how we started or why we started Dashverse, and purely tells the story in some fashion about what we started with. Now what this has made possible, now let me show you another video of what, this is something that we created. These are not as creative of people, but this is some, now let me show you a quick tidbit of what our creators have created and have put it on our product. Next.
राम ने मेरी नाक काट दी, अपमानित कर दिया मुझे। वो वही है, वही राम।
So these are the visuals that are possible with like a few days of effort and with a few, and it is all controlled by your imagination. And that is what enabled this, and generative AI is what enabled all of this to be possible. So now coming back to what has changed, right? So historically, when we told stories or told movies or any kind of a video, there needs to be an idea, then there is a script writing, then there is a script, and then there is a budget planning. You have to do the budget planning, and then you have to figure out, okay, can we fit this script in the budget? Once we do the budget planning and everything is done, we go and then we finalize a script, finalize a storyboard, finalize how the scenes are going to look. You have to make a location, get a location, have a production schedule, then you have to hire, there are some 10 departments that need to run these things. Each department needs to run on time. Then the production begins. The production begins, I don't know if anyone has seen the chaos of a production. There is a room that is booked. Everyone is trying to shoot a scene. You have limited time to do those scenes, and then you have to set up everything on time. And there is, after that, there is special effects. Until then, till now, till we have got here, no one has seen what is going to come out. Everything's on the camera, everything's on record. Some people behind the camera actually are able to see what might come out, but no one has seen the entire thing. No one really knows, except for the director's brain, no one really knows that how to stitch this entire thing together, which takes like 3 months to 4 years sometimes to set this up. And all of this then goes into a post-production thing. The post-production is done, some effects come in, some don't, they get to go back to editing. Editing does all of those changes, and everything that takes ages and ages to finally see what we see on the screen. And at that point, and I think we've seen enough movies which got shelved before release. This is why it happens, because when it came out, no one really liked it. No, not even the director who wanted to make that story or tell that story did not like it. And this entire loop has to either start again, or the budget is over and you can't do this. This is how storytelling was done before. This is what has happened since years, and how that has changed. Here's what we are trying to change, the next video. And this is what we believe is, how do you change? You need to reduce the thought to the output that you see to as little a time as possible. So here's a story. You got a script. We decided to have a script, and then you can read the script. You say that, okay, maybe you like the script, you don't like the script, no worries, just go ahead. You get the first shot. The first thing you see, or you should see, and now you can see, is the first shot how you want to tell the story.
my village.
So I don't like this shot. I want to change this. And I want to change this way. And then immediately you should be able to see. You saw that this is the output now. And now you're like, okay, this looks okay. Now let's generate all the shots and see that where it lands. And then we'll quickly, like in the matter of minutes, we'll see all the shots. We can see the entire video. So you saw your first version of your video in what, 15 minutes of your effort, of the time that you saw.
The shogun,
and that
young samurai. Follow the river, and you'll find
this
his
is just
fortress.
the first version. And now you can keep editing every scene by scene, spend as much time as you want and as much effort you want to put there in order to get your story to life.
Show yourself!
And that is what your imagination to life should look like. That you need to think and you need to edit things like you think, not in this entire supply chain of things that need to be solved. And that is what makes storytelling more powerful. One of the core things that you would see is that, thank you. One of the core things that you would see, and something that we have been very opinionated about, is that the story is in your control. The story is in the creator's control. We help with the production. We don't want to take away the story from a human because it is the human's emotion, it's the human's journey, it's our thought that humans connect with. And with that thought, in the world of infinite content, stories that generate a connection is the difference, is the moat. That's it for me. Thank you. Anything you want to ask? I'm here for a while.
Hi, really love your presentation. I just had a quick question. So, as creating new content, sometimes we have the idea or the story in our head, but we want to add like aspects of things that we have seen somewhere else. Can we provide samples and then base our idea on base of that? Not a copy, but still.
Yeah, so this is actually very common. Artists, the way artists learn, it's to get inspired by others. And inspiration is an important part to creation. And that's something that we do enable in our tool. And most of generative AI tools out there, you should be able to give references to take inspiration from and then tell your story, because we have only learned from others' inspirations, and we should enable that, right?
Hi, Soumyadeep. My name is Prithvi. So I have a couple of questions for you. So don't you think Gen AI, by creating the stories and films, diminishes the originality and creativity of the human creators?
So there's some, can you increase the volume?
Yeah. Don't you think Gen AI, by creating the stories and films, diminishes the originality and creativity of the human creators? And should they share credits to the Gen AI tools they would do just as they would do to human collaborators?
So, of course, if you let generative AI create a story, it is just a pattern matching and it will create a story like something else. But interestingly, humans don't resonate to stories anymore that were pattern matched before, right? So just that is not how your stories are gonna bring an emotion to users. It is you telling the story and use generative AI to make your journey easier, make your storytelling more impactful, and tell stories that were not possible before is how we envision the future to be.
Understood. And how do we ensure that the tools that we are using, right, deviates from our main plotline and it creates new ideas which weren't originally ours?
I mean, getting the creator in the driving seat is how we ensure that it creates new ideas. But of course, it is finally the consumer who's going to consume this content. If they like it or not, that drives if the content is good or not.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Yes, just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we have questions. Trust me, we have some time also, so we will address all your questions, but we'll just go one by one. So, yeah, gentlemen. Yeah, yes.
Hi, I'm Akash Kapoor. Just wanted to understand what is the tool being used here, and what are the other tools you would recommend, be it open source or proprietary, for creating the contents?
Sure. So this is a tool that the video I showed is a tool that we are creating. You can try it. And this tool is powered by multiple other generative AI models and tools together, and some of our internal things to be able to pull off what we are trying to do at this moment. Some other tools that are really good. So personally, I believe tools which give the creator infinite control is what are great. And historically, Photoshop and After Effects, and basically Adobe Suite do that really well. But now making with generative AI, we can make that, as you saw the experience, even more democratized with a simple chat/agentic experience, which is what we are trying to do. But again, my personal sense is that the more power you give to the creator, better content you'll get.
Soumya, hi, to your left, to your left, to your left, the other left,
I can't.
to your left.
Can you please stand up, sir?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for standing up.
Thank you, thank you. Soumya, lovely presentation.
Thank you.
What your presentation did, that 3 coffees could not do. Your energy is infectious. I just loved every moment of it. I see lots of potential of what you're doing in the business context, because in my work, my primary job is to sell the story for the enterprise level, right? What are your plans to bring this solution into enterprise, and what is the entry barrier that we as the buyers would be facing? Would love to hear your perspective.
Sure. So what we are trying to do is a consumer tool and a consumer platform to consume. But that doesn't stop from businesses from using this, and you should be using, you should be using whatever is best for the business. That was the question, right?
What I mean to say is, suppose I want to bring this into my enterprise, right? What is the entry barrier, right? Because if I try to do something with a production house, obviously I'm going to be spending a huge amount of money, right? Is your USP is that it is very easy to scale, and my investment is going to be very limited? I mean, you don't have to answer. We can connect later.
Way
and you
limited.
can
To
guide
give
me.
you some numbers around this, there is a show what we recently launched a micro drama, short drama, which is growing very fast, called Raftar, right? And it is a racing show. It has super high budget racing cars shown in the show. If you try to shoot that show in like with a production house, it would our sense is it would take like a 50K USD approximately, what in India. But what with AI and our tool, we have managed to do that at like a 10K USD right now. So like I don't think you need a budget. You just need a vision to tell the story.
Yeah. Hello. Great presentation. 2 questions. One is, so you give a prompt and a video is generated and all that. But once the output comes out, you realize that there are few scenes which you want to edit, right? This is not a. So how easy is it to do that? How do you do that? That's part 1 of the question. Part 2, what about the copyright part? So you use some images and all that. So hope there won't be any copyright issue tomorrow if you put it on TV and all that.
Sure. The first one, our hope or what my vision is that I want to give full creative control to you. So you should be able to edit without the complexities of a, I don't know, video editor or a Photoshop world. And that is what our vision is. Right now, we are probably at like a 6 on 10 on that kind of a thing, but we are getting better. That's one. On the copyright part, so everything that you create is unless you are referring to already copyrighted content, which we don't allow, right? The copyright belongs to you, like the creator. And every model that we are using and everything that we are using ensures that this compliance is in place, that everything you create is yours, unless you're trying to create a copy of like which is already copyrighted, and that ownership is on you only. The distribution platform ensures that the consumer knows whether it is AI generated or not. But my sense is you don't consumers. My experience has been consumers don't care. So we also have the app called Dash Reels, where we have real videos and AI assisted videos both. Consumers don't care till the story resonates with them. Consumers absolutely are really, they are very opinionated about their time. So they will not see crap, but they will definitely look at everything that resonates with them. So
I think we have a few questions. We'll come to you, sir. Can we please get the mic there? Yes. Come to you. We'll come to you.
Hello, thank you for the great presentation. My name
So
is
could you please
Karthikeya.
speak up a little? Yes.
Yeah. My question is, like, what are the modules that you use in the backend? Like, do we have Mid-Journey or other source, like other tools like that? And you answered first part of the question where the editing comes in, and like, how do you segue into the background music and other post-production elements? The other part is in the video we saw earlier, we saw that there was a budget element to it, right? So how significantly better the budget aspect is with respect to other tools?
Right. So I just said like from an Indian standpoint, the budget, like basically with digital creation, which is what this is, right? Your budget is flat. It doesn't matter whether you want to show a helicopter drone scene or you want to show a courthouse drama. The budget is flat. It stays as it is. For example, for us, 60 minutes to 70 minutes of a video that we create takes like 10K USD on an average, including the humans that are doing this for now, right? So the budget is flat. The other question was, sorry, can you remind me?
What all backend modules do you
Right. So on the back end, there are a few interesting things that we do. One important thing that we do is image generation is something that we have a very custom fine-tuned version that we have built. The reason to do that was we wanted far more control than any other image model that is out there is able to give. So that is image. Other than this, everything else is actually stitching together in a more agentified and easy to use fashion. A background music generation model, an animation model, which is like a VO3 or a Kling, and then there is dialogue generation model and all of that. It is just stitched together smartly. But most of our, what I would call this, the secret sauce is our image generation model.
Thank you. Can we get the mic to the person behind him, and then we'll come to you.
Hey, this is a question from my practical experience. So,
You speak.
Yeah, sure. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Initially, right, like I mean, 20 years back, when I have to shoot a shot, and then right, like we play it back and see that, right, like I have to make a change to it because it includes set properties, the junior artists around, and other things, right? It's expensive to bring them back. And at that point in time, you just had this Nokia phone and other things. I found it that time very difficult, so to get them here. So if I do something now, will your platform be supportive in such a way, right? Like, so, okay, I see a scene. I have these bottles here, and this gentleman standing here, but eventually he's not there. After 4 days, I want to reshoot it. I have just the main cast. Can I just bring this person as well as these set properties in without any huss or fuss? So if so, like what kind of things you use in the background, like any data def, which will help to bring this here?
Actually, the use case that you just said, that is possible today. Like it's pretty easy now that you can, like, let's say you take a picture like this of me and I want these bottles to be removed or something to be removed.
But in the live, I'm saying, right, like in the motion picture with dialogues.
Yeah, you can just remove that part also. Yeah, I think that is the doable thing now.
Okay.
Wonderful. Guys, before we take more questions, just wanted to make an important announcement. You know, for those of you looking forward to the session by Mr. Syed Atif Umar, Chief Data and Analytics Officer at Nykaa, that session has been cancelled. So we are going to extend our Q&A session. And the next session is happening, which is by Mr. Sandipan Mitra, co-founder and CEO at Hungerbox. So that is happening, but the session by the gentleman from Nykaa, that's been cancelled. Now moving on back to our questions, right? So can we please give the mic to him? We'll come to you, sir. We'll come to you.
Hello. Yeah, hi. Wonderful session. I just wanted to ask you, there are other platforms as well, right? There is Kling and there is Leonardo. And so how do you fare against them? You are an aggregator or you are doing similar? And my second question is, have you, like you talked about models, right? You have fine-tuned your models. Can you talk more about that?
Sure. So there is slight difference in who we are making for from a Leonardo or a Kling. we are more focused on slightly more deeper, longer form storytelling. For example, the kind of content that we make is like at least 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. So a lot of our product choices are around that kind of storytelling, less around like a 5-second video or a 2-second video, which is what a Kling is. Da Vinci is a more like a very, very horizontal tool. We are not as horizontal, so slightly different from a product direction.
So you are a very niche kind of.
We are doing long form storytelling.
Okay.
That's how I think about it.
Okay.
The other question was
About the models.
The model.
Yeah.
Right. So at least my journey, we started like 2.5 years back when the first model was Stable Diffusion 1.4. That's what I saw, and I started this company. And what we realized as we kept at it, we started with Dashtoon, which is how I was introduced. Like, we were making comics first, got into videos like 3-4 months ago, right? So what we realized is that image models, everything that we are seeing, are very, very optimized for one beautiful image generation, one really, really pretty image generation, including a mid-journey, right? But not for storytelling. So that is why we had to choose that we'll find some open source one, and then we'll fine tune it for practically 3 purposes. The first is consistency of aesthetics. If I'm making 5 generations differently, do they look of the same world or the same universe? That is supremely important for long form storytelling. You can't have one scene that looks like it's from, I don't know, Godfather, and the other scene that looks from Inception. You can't. You just can't. So that's consistency of aesthetics. That is something that we had to bake into our model building. The second was consistency of character. Like, again, the same problem. Once there is a character, it has to look like that across generations, across days, across weeks, because you're gonna, like, if you're making a 70-minute content, right, you need like the 70-minute content on an average. For every minute, we create like around 30 images, right? So 70 minutes would be like 30 into 70. So it has to look the same. And third is controllability, right? If I, as a creator, want my frame to look that here's the camera angle, here's how the frame looks, and it has to look like that. Otherwise, my storytelling doesn't work, right? And how do you bake into that? You can't do this with a text prompt. You can't. The modality of text stops when you think visually. When your creator thinks visually, your modality of control needs to be more visual. And how do you do that? So these are certain things that were our core components, why we had to fine tune, and why we had to even spend as many dollars that we did for getting this model.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello. Here.
Yeah.
My name is Sai. I'm majorly into the metaverse and AR, VR, XR development space. So we're building a solution around a metaverse for conference providers. So today, like someone suggested me to attend this session. It's more of on the 3D space, right? Like with the platform, as metaverse providers, what all feature set that we can explore, especially with avatars and the talking capabilities of it. Would you be able to cover that aspect? And one more thing, like how different is it from VO3, the platform itself, in the video generation standpoint? These are 2 questions that I had.
So we use VO3 firstly. Like, VO3 is a model that we use to animate an image. That's the best that VO3 is. Coming to the 3D world, so according to me, actually, the holy grail of even storytelling is that if I'm able to create a 3D world and then control things within it, I don't think we are there yet. Like most of there is this class of world models that are being trained, which should open this up, but I think we are fairly early on that journey. So which is why, like, I don't think 3D is still hard, and I don't expect a lot of I don't think in the next 2-3 months at least, because how fast the world is moving, that I don't expect anything to happen great in 3D anytime soon.
Got it. I think looking forward to test your tool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Soumyadeep. Good afternoon. I'm Wing Commander Shishadri from Air Force. I'm actually making a movie called Uncha Asman.
Okay.
So it's under production house called High Sky Production. Now, my question was, if you see, we used to use Maya long time back. So this is no way close to Maya using artificial intelligence. So I want to know if this software can actually clone. Suppose I don't want, because I was seeing a cat out there, but if I want to put Bomman Irani's picture as a commanding officer, that's number one. Can we morph that? Second thing is the aircrafts which we use, sometimes they're not that authentic. So there are a lot of critics which come. Like if you see the movie Fighter,
Yep.
Hrithik Roshan used a Su-30, which he was doing an inverted Charlie at 20 feet above the runway, which no one does in the world.
Right.
So we don't want to be bombed by critics for that. And second thing, he was using a Su-30, which is a single seat. India doesn't have any single seat Su-30. So how are you going to generate that particular sound, the same cockpit and that aircraft, and morphing people's face if we want? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a hard question. So, so I'll answer the easy one. Bomman Irani, yes, if we have legally, if we have rights from him, we can do whatever we want. You can do whatever you want. For example, we do work with certain influencers these days to make content with their faces because it resonates better with the audience. So that is the easy question. Coming to realism with fighter jets, right? So interestingly, I had a slide called bloopers. I removed it at the end, but we are struggling to make a show with cricket in it because physics is not something any of these animation models understand, like in VO3 or Kling and all of these. So we are struggling to do that. So I'm assuming cricket we'll have to nail down first before we get to fighter jets, at least in this world. But I do believe like as we learn more, we'll get there. But I'm fairly certain it's very hard to, because gravity and physics is something that models don't understand at this moment, and we have to build things to bake that learning into them. Till they don't do that, most of like these physics first maneuvering things will look very, very, very jarry to humans. So yeah, I think I'm hoping to solve cricket at least in the next few months. Then I'll get to fighter jets.
Hey Soumya, I have one more question. So how do we maintain the consistency of a character from the beginning to the end in a video? Is it in the user's control? Should the user be wary of it? Or does your tool take care of it?
No, it's like the visualization, what the user wants is in the user's control. It's completely in the user's control. Okay. We just ensure that, let's say there's a character called Soumyadeep, which is what you saw in that more anime-ish video, right? So we just make sure that once you have decided how Soumyadeep looks, he will stay same across frames.
Okay, right? he'll stay same, right?
Yes.
It's user shouldn't be very.
Yeah, user just needs to define how Soumyadeep looks.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Swami. Hi.
So wonderful session. Actually, my question was that, let's say if I have to create a specific type of educational videos, right? Let's say for chemistry or for mathematics. So is the tool ready for it? Or if yes, then what kind of inputs does it need?
Sure. I think for education, the tool is already there. My mother is actually using the tool to teach maths these days. So it is there. But of course, there are nuances that when she makes those videos, she has to make sure that there is no incorrect things on the screen. But it is there. Like education is something like which is till the time it doesn't need physics simulation, I think we can be able to do it. Cool.
Hi, Swami. So is your product only limited to storytelling, or it can also be used for product demos and something like that? So let's say if we have a product where we need to have the actual view of the product and give it like a story. So can it be done?
Right. So today, no, we haven't actually, that is not what we are trying to solve for yet. Because in product demos, my understanding is that your product needs to look very, very authentic to the brand's persona and the brand's value. We haven't tailored it for that, but I'm fairly certain that there are other products in the market which can do this better.
Yeah, hi Soumya. Very nice demo. Like I really liked it. I just wanted to have one question. Like, what about the content adoption? So let's say, are you also taking care of like geography, culture, localization, and is there any restrictions behind it? Let's say if someone just want to put anything in the storytelling. So do you have any restriction on it?
I didn't understand the question. So,
like the content adoption. So, like someone wants to build that story in English, someone wants to build that story in Hindi. That is like localization.
Right, I
and
see.
second thing, like cultural, like how much extent that someone can build that story, like at what extent?
Sure. So, we are actually geography agnostic, at least the creation tool. Like we are like right now we are supporting. So basically we are supporting at least 10 languages right now. So you can publish in all of those 10 and create in all of those 10, and you should be able to do that. So that, and from a distribution standpoint, we have an app called Dash Reels, which is more short drama, not any kind of content. We are very focused on 70-minute short drama content for India, and which is what the video was for. And like you can publish to that, and but for India we are doing like 3 languages right now.
Yeah. And do you also put any restrictions of like the way user just wanted to generate some storytelling? So do you have any restriction like they cannot make something inappropriate content?
So we have a certain policy filters, like of course there are basic filters like nudity and child abuse and all of that. So you can't create those for sure. And there are some kinds of filters around copyright. For example, you cannot do Spider-Man yet, but those are things that we are figuring out because people often want to make fan fiction and we want to enable that. You can't, but for that we need a tie-up with Spider-Man. Like the studios. So we are trying to solve for that because fan fiction is something that I am personally very excited about. For example, I have a tattoo of Deathly Hallows, which is a Harry Potter thing. So I love fan fiction. So we are trying to figure that out so that people are able to create fan fiction at least, because monetization you can't, that's legally not allowed. But for your own entertainment, you should be able to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, we'll get the mic to you just a moment. Soumya, it's clearly an engaging session, and that's why we have so many questions.
So how does your tool cater to individual content creators?
Sorry, can you be louder?
How does your tool cater to individual content creators?
How does it cater to them? It is for them to be able to create. It has nothing to do with. So my entire vision is that everyone becomes a creator.
We have any more questions? I think there's one gentleman. Soumya, I promise we will let you get off the stage eventually. But just one question here.
Yes.
Right.
Hi, Soumya. Congratulations for what you've achieved so far.
Well
done. Just one question, actually two. How do you train your model on real-world data? And second, how do you moderate the content? I mean, you know how human imagination can work, right?
Sure. The first question was, do I train it on?
Do you train your models on real-world data?
Okay.
And second, how do you moderate your content?
Right. The first one we do. We have bought licenses from a lot of Indian media houses to get data. So we do train it on real-world data, and we create synthetic data to be able to do whatever we need to do. Second, content moderation. So moderation happens on the publishing side, which is our Dash Reels app, that we don't allow certain kinds of content, and we do that like at whatever capacity we can, we do that. On the creation side, the moderation is done, as I said, purely from like abuse, nudity, and all of this. So you can't create them only. But these are the 2 moderation layers we have at this moment.
Thank you. I was late for the thing. I'm the cultural ambassador for Governor's Office from California. And it was great thing to see you here. And do you have offices in US that we can reach out to you for any kind of
We are setting up, but not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We are in HR.
Looking forward for you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So would definitely want you to exchange contacts, and hopefully he can keep in touch. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you for that interesting session, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a huge round of applause. Thanks a lot. We wish you the best, Soumya. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.